50 Cent has revealed his true nature on live radio, causing turbulence in the music industry. Despite being a legendary rapper, which everyone wants to listen to, there's a side of him that no one knew until now, and hearing it would leave you questioning everything you once believed about the rapper. The revelation has even earned him a ban from the radio amid other damages. But what did 50 Cent do on live radio, and why is it causing a stir? Is 50 Cent's career coming to an end as a result? Join us as we find out. When an artist gets banned from performing on one of the biggest stages of a radio station in his own hometown, it's a clear sign of trouble in paradise. However, 50 Cent has recently been banned thrice by a live radio show in New York, and it all happened after he revealed his true character on a live show. All over the entertainment industry, this recent event surrounding 50 Cent has got everyone talking, highlighting something sketchy about his nature, which was hidden before. But what exactly are we talking about? What has 50 Cent revealed about his true character, and what is the reason for this? The answer to this will amaze you. As it turns out, there seems to be an ongoing silent rift in the entertainment industry between the one and only 50 Cent and Hot 97, one of the biggest radio stations in New York City, popular for its hip-hop content. This rift resulted from various occasions when 50 Cent revealed his gangster nature on live recordings, which went against radio policies. For example, one of these ominous occasions occurred at the 2003 Summer Jam show, when 50 Cent openly questioned Ja Rule's manhood on screen, shocking the whole world. Now, at Summer Jam 2003, 50 Cent did not just stop at questioning Ja Rule's manhood. Instead, he also went further to mock some of Ja Rule's biggest songs, making him a laughingstock to over 50,000 audience members. But there was a reason for this that would amaze you. 50 Cent, as it turns out, had been in a long-time feud with Ja Rule, which had begun in the 1990s. At that time, Ja Rule had even written songs to diss 50 Cent, Eminem, and others, leading to harsh responses from 50 Cent, which included his on-screen attack on Ja Rule. But while 50 Cent was doing this, he didn't realize that Ja Rule wasn't the only one he was pissing off. There was Hot 97, which was not proud of 50 Cent's actions, which would soon lead to a ban, although not on this occasion. So let's talk about other times when 50 Cent was not on his best behavior on live radio. This time, the going actually gets tougher, so stick around. Even after he feuded with Ja Rule on Hot 97, there were other more violent altercations that 50 Cent found himself having on live radio. The next feud would drop your jaws, especially when you consider the next scene we're about to show you. Actually, it all began on Saturday, June 12, 2004, when 50 Cent was performing at a summer jam. Here, everything seems to be happening simultaneously as 50 Cent can be seen stirring the crowd, performing in the best way he knew how to do, while still catching chairs thrown at him. Now don't get confused, because you actually heard right. People were actually throwing chairs at 50 Cent from the audience, and he ended up catching those thrown at him like a super ninja. How interesting, right? Well, the question to ask is actually why there was so much violence during the 50 Cent performance, and why the audience was throwing chairs at him. Now brace yourself, because things will not turn out as you expect. Actually, all hell seemed to be going loose during the 50 Cent Summer Jam performance because of a fallout between 50 Cent and Bang M Smurf. This was quite a surprising feud at the time, because 50 Cent and Bang M Smurf had been old friends from the hood. At one time, when talking about their relationship, Bang M Smurf even narrates how they supported 50 Cent, guarding him with the best kind of guns, moving behind him, opening the door for him, and pretty much holding him down as their homeboy. But all that soon changed, and the real show began when their relationship crashed. From being friends, it was as though 50 Cent and Bang M Smurf had become mortal enemies and found ways to show this, even if it meant ruining things on a live radio show. As a result, on June 12, 2004, a plot that would lead to an alarming outcome was set into motion. Here, Bang M Smurf had bought tickets for the front row seat at the Summer Jam Festival with a strong aim in mind. He knew 50 Cent would perform that day and wanted to taunt him. Interestingly, he wasn't alone, but took 19 extra guys to set the chaos in motion. As it would seem, Bang M Smurf was ready for anything, and he went after 50 Cent with great confidence. However, unknown to him, a full-blown war was about to start. When it was time for the performance, 50 Cent was amazed to find his friend now turned enemy in the front seats of the concert with his boys. At this point, it was pretty clear that Bang M Smurf was up to no good and that this was the beginning of something perilous. Moving on, throughout the performance on stage, Bang M Smurf ensured that 50 Cent was always pissed. To make things worse, he and his cohorts were always the first people 50 Cent saw while performing, and they kept taunting and harassing him. It was something the 50 Cent we know wouldn't take lying down, and things soon got interesting when he responded. After a while, 50 Cent soon requested a water bottle, and he had no good intentions. When the water was brought, time seemed to stop as 50 Cent opened it and threw it straight at his adversaries on the front seat. It was a hilarious moment that nobody expected, but things soon escalated. In retaliation for the water that 50 Cent poured on them, Bang M Smurf began throwing chairs on stage, with one of his boys throwing a chair directly at 50 Cent. However, he wasn't hurt, and he soon showed the world that he wasn't just a trained rapper, but also a soldier. As for Bang M Smurf, he later revealed that he had no intention for his boys to throw chairs at 50 Cent, but that things had quickly gone out of control when 50 Cent poured water on them. However, this explanation was unnecessary because things had already gone wild. With so much chaos already unraveling on stage, 50 Cent later got pissed off and walked off stage. Following this, Bang M Smurf was banned indefinitely from Summer Jam and Hot 97. At the same time, 50 Cent was banned from Summer Jam, although it had only been for 10 years. Another good thing about the situation for 50 Cent was that while he was banned from Summer Jam, he hadn't been banned from Hot 97, the radio station behind the show. You would think it was a great consolation for 50 Cent, but it didn't last, thanks to another feud that 50 Cent would soon encounter in his career. The relationship between 50 Cent and Game actually strikes a chord because everyone who knew them early knew that Game and 50 Cent were pals and rap brothers. But how did the Game come into the picture in the first place? Actually, 50 Cent had added Game as a member of the G Unit because Dr. Dre had asked him to do so. Following this, Game's early days in G Unit were quite okay, with 50 Cent leading him by the hand into fame. He started with featuring Game on a couple of G Unit's mixtapes to get him started, and following this, 50 Cent even went further to give Game 6 of his songs, which became some of Game's biggest songs in his debut album. According to 50 Cent, he had even already recorded the songs he gave Game, and had to mute the vocals so Game could rap around them. That's a lot of sacrifice on 50 Cent's part, with Tony Yayo even confessing that he wished 50 Cent had given those songs. However, while there's a saying that warns against biting the finger that feeds you, that's precisely what happened between Game and 50 Cent. The problem started when Game started rolling with people considered mortal enemies of 50 Cent. If that wasn't enough, he also made Jimmy Henchman his manager, which only worsened things, and 50 Cent found none of this funny. Thus, in an interview with Power 105, 50 Cent soon revealed that Game was officially no longer a member of G Unit, making the audience go wild from shock. Little did 50 Cent know that things would not end on a simple note. And this brings us back to Hot 97, where 50 Cent always seems to have controversial moments. In an interview with Hot 97, 50 Cent finally decided to explain why he had removed Game from G Unit. Unknown to him, however, mad things were about to happen. Things soon went out of control when Jimmy Henchman, angry that his client had been removed from G Unit, sent armed men alongside Game to confront 50 Cent at Hot 97. However, when they got there, they weren't allowed in, and this soon escalated into a fight, leading to a shootout. When 50 Cent and other G Unit members realized what was happening downstairs, they did not hesitate to end the interview abruptly, to handle the situation in what they thought to be the best way possible. What happened next soon left the world, especially Hot 97, in chaos. There is no clear knowledge about what happened in that violent face-off. Even though it was established that there was a shootout with one casualty from Game's end, Game has continued to give numerous varying reports of the event. For instance, At one time, Game denied the fact that one of his boys had been shot, stating that 50 Cent couldn't even face him that day, but escaped through the back door to save his skin. In another interview, Game explained that 50 Cent and he had come face to face, pointing their guns and shooting at each other. In another narration, Game explained that 50 Cent had been protected by armed security, which was likely the NYPD, which made them outnumbered. However, in another interview, he contradicted this narrative again when he explained that he and 50 Cent had 30 men on their sides. That isn't all, though, because in a later interview, Game came out to say he had 70 men with him. Talk about lying repeatedly through your teeth. Regardless of these stories, however, neither 50 Cent nor Game was affected by events like Hot 97, which was soon nicknamed Shot 97. This soon led to banning Game and 50 Cent from the radio house. But Hot 97 could not keep up with their ban on 50 Cent because of how big he was in the industry. As a result, they soon resorted to hosting 50 Cent at a different location during interviews, revealing who the true giant is in the industry between Game and 50 Cent. But the feud between 50 Cent and Game didn't end there. Instead, Game soon took it to Summer Jam, where he began a campaign against G-Unit, which he named the G-U-Not. If that wasn't enough, he brought up a giant costume rat who was beaten up upstage and dragged away, referring to the dude behind the costume as 50 Cent. However, 50 Cent definitely had a different argument, calling the rat Jimmy Henchman on many occasions. No matter who the rat was, this wasn't the last awkward moment of 50 Cent on with Hot 97 or Summer Jam. So, let's move to another intriguing occasion. Remember that 50 Cent got banned from Summer Jam? Well, this ban eventually lasted for 10 years and was lifted in 2014. With the excitement of returning to Summer Jam, 50 Cent decided to reunite with G-Unit right there in Summer Jam. The buzz about the event was even more exciting as Summer Jam kept the reunion a secret, so it would be a big surprise. But a bigger surprise awaited everyone as 50 Cent would reveal another segment of him we hadn't seen before. This time around, the chaos had something to do with none other than Summer Jam affiliate Slowbugs. So here's the thing, without even knowing it, Slowbugs had done something to offend 50 Cent before the show. What he did was that he took a picture with Marquise Jackson and posted it. Intriguingly, Marquise was 50 Cent's first son but had been disowned by 50 Cent. According to 50 Cent, he wouldn't even mind if the boy was hit by a bus. So what Slowbugs didn't know was that his photo with Marquise was considered a betrayal by 50 Cent. 50 Cent had, however, commented on the post stating that this photo was a bad idea, but Slowbugs didn't get the message. So fast forward to the 50 Cent reunion at Summer Jam. All tribe members were on stage. Indeed, the excitement was massive, with over 100 men on stage, so Slowbugs decided to join them on stage with his chains on, trying to be a part of the hood. However, this was a mistake, and the perfect turning point was when 50 Cent decided to turn his face cap to the back. This was the exact point when Slowbugs was jabbed with his chains snatched from him. So, let's imagine the scenario. 50 Cent was performing with all the chaos behind him, and this caused many to believe he was giving orders about what happened. As a result, 50 Cent, who had just returned to Summer Jam, was banned again. When asked about the event in an interview with Hot 97, what 50 Cent said next astounded everyone. According to him, he had no clue what had happened there, and only saw nothing but smiling faces. The truth about the incident remains sketchy, but at least we know that 50 Cent isn't one to mess with. Now, as far as Summer Jam is concerned, 50 Cent remains banned. But Summer Jam isn't having the last laugh either. Recently, the show's rating has seriously dropped, causing 50 Cent to taunt them about it with an interview with Hot 97. Despite all of these chaotic moments on live radio, it remains clear that 50 Cent is a rap legend, and this will never change regardless of what feuds he is involved in. And that's it for today on 50 Cent's awkward moments on live radio. Will 50 Cent ever return to Summer Jam? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe so you don't miss other fascinating videos like this. Till next time, stay amazing.